So today on the Spotlight, we're joined with Chris Farhi from Bayleys New Zealand. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chris.
Yeah, no, cheers, Charlotte.
Wonderful. So I was just wondering if we could start off, if you could dive into how you came to be a mentor of the UOA case team.
Yeah, so I guess going through uni, I had a little bit of involvement in the case program. And as soon as I finished uni, just started to get involved organically, just little bits and pieces around the side, a little bit of side coaching. And then I guess over time ended up being the primary coach on the ground for the teams. And that's just continued over the years and built up. And I guess in parallels, I've moved into my roles like in industry and then also teaching at the university. It's sort of cemented a lot of that. And it's just really become part of the annual calendar for me to, just get involved and help out the next cohort of students.
Why are you such an advocate for the program, though?
Yeah, so I think my main interest in the program is around the development opportunities that it gives to our students. Just such a great environment for them to learn. I guess for me selfishly as well, it's quite a cool opportunity to work with the best students that are coming through and get that access to, I guess, some of the really talented people that are coming through the university. And, we've brought quite a few of them into our team at Bayleys and at my prior employers. So overall, it's just been a really big benefit for us. Yeah.
Being involved with the case program for so long, are there any sort of skills or traits that sort of stand out from the students, I guess, over time that indicate a good success trajectory, I guess?
Yeah, so I guess originally we used to mainly focus on technical skills and in terms of selecting the crew and just getting a really good mix of skills. I think that still stays true, but over time we've put more of a shift into cultural fit, getting a really good diversity within the team, making sure that the team seems to be like just really nice people that we'd like to hang out with. Like Charlotte, you're obviously in our team in the past. And just getting that really nice vibe to the team has become, I think, increasingly important to us. And we're stoked because every year we just seem to get these like awesome groups of students coming through. So it's been such a good opportunity.
Do you think that comes from it being, I guess, voluntary and it's the students who are wanting to go the extra mile?
Yeah, well, we actually we're chatting about this earlier today that back in the days when we were first kicking it off, we had cash prizes on the competitions for selecting our teams. And we made a decision several years ago to remove the cash prizes and just kind of put it on genuine interest in being part of it, interest in learning and that sort of thing. And I think that's been a really strong feature that's helped us to get better and better teams because our students that are on the team are all there to basically just do the best and to learn and take the advantage of the opportunity rather than sort of anything like money or anything like that. Yeah.
It's just motivated by passion, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. So we just want like a really good, passionate crew.
Wonderful. Is there something that you think, and we might be biased here being part of the Auckland team, but that makes you, Auckland specifically, such a unique competitor?
Yeah, well, I guess over time we've spent a lot of time like learning each year. So I think the reason that we've, for example, we won the competition in New York last year. And the reason for that, I think, is that each year we've just been learning off prior experiences. We've had a really consistent coaching team, which I think has helped. And we tend to take one of our prior competitors and put them into the next year's team as well, which helps to kind of embed that IP along the way. So I think just the ongoing learning and development of the teams were really important.
Wonderful. And as your role as a mentor, have you ever had a mentor yourself? And how has, I guess, the learnings you've been able to take from them influenced the way you mentor others?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting question. So I guess the person with the biggest influence on me is 100% my wife, so she's always pushing me to always improve. So I think she's had the most impact in that. I think professionally, I haven't had like a true kind of formalized mentor, but what I have had over time is the support of a bunch of people, whether it's, typically all my bosses have been amazing over the years. Professor Deborah Levy from the university and some of the others at the university have been really influential and supportive over time for me. So I think although I haven't had a formal mentor, what I have benefited from is just maybe it's luck or maybe it's, just part of how the world works, but I've had really good bosses as well and a really good support crew.
Wonderful. And as someone who has been involved with the case competition, how many years is it, I guess, going on now?
Yeah, so, oh my God, we'd have to go back to just before 20 2010.
Wow, so like since the beginning.
Yeah, like since the beginning. Like I think my team when I was at university going through, so that was before that, we won the first competition at the University of Auckland, and then there's been a series of different competitions over the years which we participated in. But yeah, it goes right back to that sort of time frame.
How, I guess, you've seen it all. How much of an impact do you think PropConnex has had on the competition and just making that a little bit more global?
I think one of the things that PropConnex has been really successful with has been shifting it away from like a pure university sort of environment into much more of an industry sort of forward approach. So I think that's been really successful. I think through the generosity of all their funders as well and their sponsors, being able to put some really good facilities and like a pipeline of events into place has been really important because I guess if you look across not just the finals which we're at today, but the all the prelim competitions, you're seeing a really big impact on a very large number of students, which is really cool. And I think it's also a really great opportunity for the sponsors to kind of be recognised by those students as well. So yeah, I think PropConnex has had a really huge impact on it.
Awesome. And before we wrap up, this is our like end of wrap up question.
Yeah,
final question before we wrap up. It's what piece of advice do you wish you had when you were doing your first competition or wrapping up at uni, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's probably just like you can always go as hard as you can on the competitions, which is really important. But I think making sure that the way that you can communicate what you've done in a clear way is really important. And that's because when the judges are sitting in there, and I've been a judge on a lot of these competitions, quite often you're not entirely clear what's going on because you just had a quick read of the case maybe beforehand. So the clarity and all the importance of simplicity in your communication, I think, is really big.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for catching up, Charlotte.